AM weather is made possible by grants from the Federal Aviation Administration, Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association, AOPA Air Safety Foundation, Phillips Petroleum Company, and the National Business Aircraft Association. Additional production grants have been provided by Hilton Hotels Corporation, United States Aircraft Insurance Group, and the Gorman-Rupp Company.
It is the 4th of March. Good morning and welcome to this Monday edition of AM Weather. I'm Wayne Winston.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Carl Weiss, and we have a massive winter storm to look at on our satellite and radar views this morning. And a little bit later, we'll take a look at our 90-day outlooks. It'll take us right through the end of May. And Wayne, while last week was quiet around the nation, what a difference a week makes.
Big change. In the words of one of the forecasters out at the Weather Service office in Chicago this morning, we have a monster storm, and that's very fitting indeed. Let's get over to this morning's national map. Right now, the eastern seaboard is hanging on to dry weather, but that's not going to last long. We can already see a bit of snow showing up in western New York State and some rain in the upper Ohio Valley. The intensity of this precipitation increases quite a bit as you go westward. The center of this storm in northwestern Iowa now, the snow falling very heavily around the lakes, the upper Midwest, and out into the plains, and this is accompanied by very strong winds gusting up to 50 miles per hour, stronger from Michigan westward out into the Dakotas. Right near the warm front, we've got some rain through Illinois, a bit of freezing precipitation in parts of northwestern Ohio and northeastern Indiana. Already at the Twin Cities, they've got about a foot of snow, the same out around Waterton, South Dakota, up to 2 feet in Huron, South Dakota. And of course, with these strong winds, drifts are piling up 6 to 7 feet already noted in parts of southern Minnesota and eastern South Dakota. Travel almost impossible. Of course, one reason for all this snow is the storm center has been moving quite slowly. Also, a lot of rain from Illinois southward during the past 24 hours. In fact, we saw some fairly strong thunderstorms yesterday as this storm system was moving eastward across the plains. 2 tornadoes in Nebraska, 1 in Kansas, 2 more in Oklahoma. Earlier in the weekend, up to a foot of snow was left in parts of the northern Rockies as well as Sierra Nevada mountains, 15 to 20 inches in the mountains in northern Utah. And here comes another storm system now approaching the northwest coast. The rain is already falling from northern California northward. Overnight, a half to 3/4 of an inch of rain reported in parts of coastal Washington and Oregon. Our temperature extremes at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 19 below in Yellowstone Park, Wyoming, 76 degrees in Key West, Florida. That's our national map for this morning. Carl on satellites, a lot of action.
You bet. Boy, we have quite a satellite motion to show you this morning. We'll start things off way back on Friday morning at 7 o'clock, and at that time there were some showers, light showers moving through the southeastern part of the nation. Those will move offshore quite rapidly, but watch what happens out through the west. We're following an upper-level low-pressure trough moving southeastward through the plateau, and the subtropical jet stream moving northeastward. As these two get together during the weekend, we'll start to see some counterclockwise turning back through the plateau as the storm system gets going. Some of the moisture races off through the plain states into the Mississippi Valley, and then later on during the course of the weekend, the heavy thunderstorms across the central and southern Great Plains states. Mostly fair skies through the southwest, and here comes that next storm into Washington and Oregon. Now for a close-up view of the central part of the nation. This was taken a little bit earlier as of 4 o'clock this morning Central Time, and we see most of the cloudiness and the enhanced cloud cover back up over Wisconsin. Snow is still falling up over the northern plains, and heavy rain showers and thunderstorms southward through Texas. Now for a look at the western part of the nation, taken as of 1:30 this morning Western Time. Quite a low-pressure system off of Vancouver Island shows up as a spiral-shaped cloud band, and the heavier clouds with rain and snow for Washington, Oregon, and most of northern California, and the trailing cold front out through the Pacific. Let's go now to our very latest enhanced satellite view, taken as of 5:30 this morning. And warm air is feeding the storm system center, moving in from the Gulf coastal states. We can see the warm temperatures, dark grays as far north as Tennessee. Cloudiness already overspreading much of the northeast. And when we go to our radar chart, we'll be able to see that although it's a mixed bag of precipitation throughout much of the northeast, it's falling into some pretty dry air. Tops to the precipitation 15,000 feet near Baltimore, but it's drying up at around 1 mile up. Moving back into the Great Lakes, that's where the snow is falling, back into the northern plains. Highest tops 24,000 feet. Showers and thunderstorms, tops as high as 35,000 feet in northeastern Texas, and a mixture of rain and snow, both for Washington, Oregon, and northern California. Wayne?
Let's begin looking ahead now. First, our high temperatures for today. Of course, a lot of warm air being pumped northward ahead of the storm. 60s reaching into the Ohio Valley this afternoon. The cold air being drawn southward behind it. It should stay right around the freezing mark as far south as northwestern Kansas. By early tomorrow morning, low temperatures 10 degrees or colder from the northern high plains at the upper lakes, with freezing readings down into northern Texas and the upper Rio Grande Valley. Let's look at the forecast map now for this evening. We see our storm system moving slowly northeast. We're located near the Twin Cities. Still quite a bit of snow and strong winds throughout the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes. Some freezing precipitation due for parts of New England, with rain southward through the Pennsylvania mountains and showers and thunderstorms down to the Gulf Coast. Out in the northwest, next batch of moisture moving inland, snow from the Cascades inland to the northern plateau, with rain falling along the northwest coast. Tomorrow morning, that storm center begins accelerating a little bit, but we still got a good chance of moderate and some locally heavier snow falling through parts of the lakes in the Midwest. Most of the precipitation changing to rain over New England, and fairly heavy rain down to Chesapeake Bay, with showers and thunderstorms southward from there. Out across the northern plateau, the northern Rockies, snow out there, a continuation of rain from central California on northward. Looking ahead to Wednesday, our storm system moves out of the picture, but still a good chance of some locally heavy snow showers with northwesterly winds around the eastern lake shores. Few showers for Florida, dry but cool through the central part of the country. Snow from the Cascades and Sierra Nevadas inland to the northern high plains, with some more rain falling along the coast. Carl?
Well, if you're not sick of winter already, this storm will certainly put you in the mood for spring. Let's take a look at what we can expect for the upcoming 90 days, and this will take us right through the end of May. Looking first at temperatures, we see roughly the eastern half of the nation will enjoy warm weather, and from the Chesapeake Bay southward into northern Florida, chances are better than 7 in 10 of that warm weather. Also a good chance of cool weather from the plateau into parts of the interior northwest. Now looking at precipitation for the upcoming 90 days, wet weather will be found along the northwest coast and from the central lakes down through the southeast. A good chance of dry weather. The only spot where that should happen is in Texas's Rio Grande Valley. Wayne?
Pilots, of course, you want to get a detailed weather briefing before you take off. Check with your local Weather Service office or flight service station. This morning, as we look at the flying map, you can see there are going to be plenty of air traffic delays throughout the Middle West and into the northern plains. Snow, blowing snow, freezing precipitation, causing a lot of problems there. Farther south, we have some patchy conditions from the Gulf Coast